Hi everyone, it's John from What Up and welcome back to another video. Now in this video we have a whole bunch of news. So we have a new writer for Season 2 as well as some information on pre-production that was done over the last year or so for the Wheel of Time and some crew members that were previously unknown to us. So we're going to get through all of that courtesy of Geeky Airy. Now she's a Twitter of Time user and I've left her Twitter handle down in the description box. She's the one who pretty much put all of this together and then tweeted it out. I asked her permission to use it for this video and she was very graciously accepted that I could do this. So I want to give pretty much all the credit to this video to her because she did all the legwork for it, and it's some fantastic sleuthing. So, before we get into the video, I do want to thank you folks, the subscribers and the viewers, because during the month of May, we actually did do some good. We raised a lot of awareness for the Sergio Sandova Foundation, as well as some money. They did email me there earlier this morning, and they let me know that there were a few donations from the channel viewers that put what up and where they heard the Sergio Sandova Foundation from in the donation box. So we definitely did make an impact, and they're going to get back to me later this week with a total. Now, I don't know exactly how much it has, but it'll give us a goal to either beat or meet again next May when we do this again, because I'm going to do this every May. And I want to let you guys know that all the profits that I receive for What Up from YouTube for the month of May will also be donated to the Sergio Sandova Foundation. I'll let you know how much that is as well in a later video. Now, before we get into the video, one other thing, I am doing a live stream Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. You should see it somewhere up here on YouTube shortly. I'm going to schedule it. And basically, it's just going to be an informal chat. Whoever shows up, I'll talk to them. We're going to talk about the state of the channel. We'll chat Wheel of Time stuff. And I'm also going to announce the winner of my 2,500 subscriber giveaway, where they get a What Up t-shirt and a What Upper bottle. Now, I want to stress that you don't have to watch the live stream to win. It's anyone who commented on a video that was also a subscriber for the month of May. However, if you can stop by and say hello, stop in and say hello, and we'll chat for a bit. If you happen to be there and you are the winner, we can woohoo together, and it would be pretty neat. All right, so before we get started, spoiler warning, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about books 1 and 2 of the Wheel of Time. I won't mention any character arcs, any plot points, and I won't spoil anything to do with the story itself, but I will mention certain scenes that happen in the books. So if you haven't read at least The Eye of the World and some of The Great Hunt, be forewarned, I may spoil certain aspects of those books for you. All right, let's get on to the video. All right, so we have our first new name, Rohit Kumar. Now, Rohit Kumar is a writer. Now, he is best known for two separate shows. One is Netflix's 13 Reasons Why, and the other one is AMC's Walking Dead: The World Beyond. Now, I believe both these shows give him very unique qualifications that will, pretty much make him knock it out of the park when he's writing The Wheel of Time. Now, at first glance, neither of these shows have much to do with fantasy, and it kind of sounds like, why would you hire somebody who wrote those? 13 Reasons Why is a drama, and Walking Dead: The World Beyond is a horror series, so that really has nothing to do with Wheel of Time. It's a fantasy series. But we're looking at Season 2. So in Season 2 of the Wheel of Time, we're not quite sure where they're going to pick up or where they're going to leave off. But after the first book, we deal with a fair bit of drama in the series. So there's a lot of dramatic sequences, there's a lot of character interaction, and there's a lot of things to do with the courts and nobility and other aspects that are not action, they're not horror, they're not other things. They're things that make you want to trust in, believe, and want to follow these characters. 13 Reasons Why deals with some very sensitive subjects, and this gentleman wrote them in such a way that the characters were very real and the audience felt for them. So first unique qualification to help write for the Wheel of Time is that show. That's where I think he's getting that. The second one, AMC's Walking Dead: The World Beyond, follows a group of young people as they leave the safety of the only home they ever knew and traverse across a violent, landscape trying to find their father. That sound like every fantasy series ever? A group of young people leave safety to go out into the wild, violent world and do a thing. So that gives him some qualifications there, but it's not just that. I've said it before that I think the Wheel of Time could be quite easily ported into a full horror series. I mean, a lot of the things that happen in the books are very horrific. Not described in great depth, but very, very horrific. And I think that he will have a unique perspective on a lot of these horrific scenes and the Shadow Spawn and things that the Dark Friends do, because he wrote something as gritty and as violent as Walking Dead: The World Beyond. So I think those two shows give him some very unique qualifications to write for Season 2, and I'm very excited to have him as a writer for that. All right, the next person that we have on our list, Paraskevi Kormpeti. I think. I mean, I probably butchered the name. I'm really terrible at pronouncing everything anyway, so I do apologize if I said it wrong, but she is a costume designer and a concept artist. And she did a lot of pre-production work in April and May of last year. Now, I've left a link to her portfolio down in the description box down below. You can go there and take a look at her work, but it's phenomenal. I mean, let's face it, Robert Jordan was very, very descriptive when it came to clothing, so the costume designers and concept artists do have a lot to work with. However, you need to be good at your craft in order to bring even the most descriptive things to life, and she is very good. She's worked for a number of very big studios and a number of big productions, and is used to the timelines, used to the stress of it, and also used to the industry and working on shows like this. So I think she'll be a great addition to season 2, alongside some of the other really fantastic artists and costume designers that we have for Wheel of Time. Now, the next person, Ethan Zhang. Now, this one is a bit different. He's worked on Marco Polo and a whole slew of Chinese productions. Can't find him on IMDb. So Geeky Airy, who initially broke the story, kind of said, take this with a grain of salt, because although it's being reported that he is working as a costume and concept designer, we're not entirely sure. And he did do, apparently, some pre-production work last June in 2019, so there's that as well. But for the shows that he did work on, again, another very talented artist, and did a very good job on the things that he did work with. So Amazon Prime is actually doing a really good job of getting a very lot of talented people together to work on this show. So I think that they're really having a push to make this rival Game of Thrones. At least that's my hope anyway. Now, this next person we have excites me a whole lot. Sergio Sandova. Now, he did some concept art for the show back in January, February of 2019. So this was last year. But if you don't know who he is, oh my God. So the man has worked with some really big names. So Fawn from Pan's Labyrinth, his concept. He's worked with Guillermo del Toro on the Hellboy series and did a lot of concept work for them there. He worked for DC, so he was first and foremost a comic book artist that is a freelance artist and concept artist for different productions around the world, and has done a lot of very big things. Now, his art, if you don't know it, Google him. He is amazing. That's the best way to put it. So the Wheel of Time really is surrounding themselves with a lot of very, very talented people, and I don't know what to say, because we have not seen really much. So we have seen Rand, Matt, and Maureen in leaked behind-the-scenes pictures that were not meant for us to see. So we're not seeing them in the way that the production crew wants us to see them. So we can't really comment on their costumes or how they look, because we don't know. We haven't seen any Shadow Spawn. We've seen no real set locations other than Emond's Field, which we're going to get to here in a minute. We have some news about that. We've seen really nothing. The whole show's been pretty much shrouded in secrecy and mystery. So the only thing we have to go on are the caliber of people that are working on it, and they're all top notch. Like I don't know what else to say other than that I'm very excited about almost everyone that's working on the show. And the ones I'm not excited about are ones that their work I'm unfamiliar with, or they're unknowns. And it's not that I'm not excited for their work. I just have nothing behind it to back it up that I'm really going to go, oh my God, they're working on the show. So I think that Amazon is really going for broke with this. They're putting everything they have behind the production, which makes me very happy. I think 100% it'll rival Game of Thrones, if not surpass it in many ways. All right, let's get on to the last piece of news I have for you today. All right, so what we have now, and to finish off the video, is we have WheelOfTimeSeries.com is reporting that the Emond's Field set is almost completely deconstructed. So, I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but there were a number of leaked photos of this set, leaked photos of its construction, leaked photos of it during filming, and then there was an official photo released by Rafe Judkins as sort of a thank you to us fans that showed the first day of filming with people on set and interacting in Emond's Field, and it was absolutely glorious to behold. Now, if you take a look a little closer here, it's pretty much gone. So they tore it all down. Now, the mayor of the local town there had gone on record and said that he had some local firefighters that had to be on scene for some of the filming, and they saw 2-meter tall hairy monsters fighting the villagers, and then the village was destroyed. So that goes with Winter Night. We know that happened in Winter Night in the Eye of the World when the Trollocs attacked and kind of burned parts of Emond's Field to the ground. Now, that does not mean that they actually burned the set down, because we've seen pictures of it, before that, but we've never really seen too many pictures after. And now the set's pretty much gone. Now, there are a few buildings left, and they seem to be roped off and kind of left there, but the big tree that was in the center of the town and all the other buildings are all gone. Now, what can that mean? Well, Emond's Field is not really a big central part of the books. We see it in The Eye of the World, and then again we don't see it till later on in The Shadow Rising is the next time you see Emond's Field. And by that point, Emond's Field has changed a bit. Not a whole lot, but it's changed a little bit. So them deconstructing the set and then rebuilding it later on does make a whole lot of sense, because they can repurpose the materials for different villages or different things that they're going to be doing for seasons 2 and 3. And we don't know when they're going to get to The Shadow Rising. Could it be season 3? Maybe. Season 4? Possibly. Season 5? Not likely. It'll be before then. But to have Emond's Field built and sitting there and not being used at all for a few years probably doesn't make the most sense. So them deconstructing and reusing what they can, in my mind, does make the most sense. But at the very least, we know the set itself is pretty much gone now, which is kind of sad. I can't wait to see a behind-the-scenes featurette or other things that they're going to release when the show comes out. At least I hope they release to show some of the set being built from the production standpoint, because our leaked pictures that we've been getting, although they're fantastic, they don't really whet the appetite enough. We need a little bit more. So anyway, I want to thank you all for sticking with me here to the end of the video. That's all the news we have for you today. The details, some of Season 2. We still don't know when the production is going to restart. There's rumors of late summer, early fall, but no one really knows, and no one has gone on record. Lea Robbins recently had an interview, and she said she didn't know when it was going back in, and she's one of the principal actresses for the show, so I would assume either she was told not to say or she doesn't know. But there is hope. I mean, other Amazon productions are back in full swing in July, and that includes Carnival Row, so here's hoping that we'll see the last couple episodes of Wheel of Time filmed sometime this year for a release date, hopefully still next year, because the release year was supposed to be next year. We just don't know when. All right. Well, if you like what I'm doing here, please click the like button on the video, keep the YouTube metrics happy, and also leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing and what you like about the videos I'm doing, and anything you'd like to change, or any different types of videos you would like me to see me do. Now, I don't reply to every single comment. That's almost impossible for me to do. However, I do read everything. So if you put a comment down there, rest assured I've read it. And if it's constructive criticism, if it's something I can improve, I will definitely try to action it the best I can. And if it's something you want to see, I also will put it on the to-do list. Or if it's just a comment about the video itself, I welcome those as well. All right. So thank you so much for sticking with me here to the end. And here's to many more.